Imagine standing at the precipice of history, outnumbered 100 to 1, knowing death is certain, yet choosing to fight. This isn't just a battle, it's a defiant roar against an empire, a moment etched into the very soul of courage. This is the story of Thermopylae, where 300 stood against millions and a king faced his destiny. For centuries, the ancient world witnessed the relentless rise of the Persian Empire. From their declaration of independence in 550 BC, shattering the Median Empire, they surged outwards like an unstoppable tide. Their dominion stretched from the shores of the Caspian Sea to the vast lands of India, across Anatolia, overwhelming the Lydian kingdom, sweeping all the way to the Aegean coast in Thrace. Babylon fell, then mighty Egypt, and their ambitions stretched even to Carthage in North Africa. This was an empire of unparalleled might, a true colossus. But rapid expansion often breeds unrest. The diverse peoples under Persian rule often chafed under their new masters. In 499 BC, the Greek city-states of Ionia, seeking freedom, revolted. And across the Aegean, two small yet fiercely independent cities, Athens and Eretria, dared to lend military support. This defiance enraged Darius I, the Persian ruler. He saw it not just as a rebellion, but as an opportunity, a gateway to expand his empire into Europe itself. In 492 BC, General Mardonius led the first punitive expedition, bringing Thrace back under control and making Macedonia a vassal state. Then General Artaphernes launched a direct assault on Greece. Eretria fell swiftly, but at the plains of Marathon, the Athenians, against all odds, dealt the mighty Persians a shocking defeat, forcing them to retreat. Darius vowed revenge, but death claimed him before he could fulfill it. The torch passed to his son, Xerxes I, who inherited not just a throne, but a burning desire to conquer Greece completely. The vow of revenge had become a sacred legacy. The Athenians, however, were not blind to the coming storm. They knew the Persians would return with an even greater fury. They began feverishly preparing, building a powerful navy and seeking alliances with other Greek city-states. In 481 BC, Xerxes sent envoys across Greece demanding submission. Most kingdoms, terrified, considered yielding. But in Athens, the envoys were thrown into a pit. In Sparta, into a well. The line had been drawn. There was no turning back. This audacity, particularly from Athens and Sparta, ignited a war. A remarkable alliance was forged between these two traditional rivals, a testament to the sheer magnitude of the Persian threat. Other city-states joined, uniting a fragmented Greek world against a common enemy. Soon, the greatest army the world had ever seen began its march. Xerxes' forces crossed the Dardanelles, pontoon bridges spanning the straits, and poured into European territory. Time was running out for the Greeks. Athenian General Themistocles proposed a daring strategy, a combined land and sea defense. The narrow Thermopylae Pass, a choke point between mountains and sea, was the ideal place for the Greek hoplites to hold the Persian land forces. Simultaneously, the Greek fleet would block the Persian navy in the adjacent strait, preventing them from outflanking the land forces. The Greek Congress approved. As the Persian juggernaut moved through Macedonia, fate intervened. It was August, the time of the Carnea festival, a sacred celebration for Sparta, forbidding any military action. Yet the threat was immediate. The Spartan ephors, facing an impossible choice, made a fateful decision. King Leonidas, one of their two co-kings, would lead 300 royal guards to Thermopylae. Their mission, to delay the Persians, buying time for the full Spartan army to join them after the festival. According to the historian Herodotus, Leonidas knew his fate. The Oracle of Delphi had foretold that either Sparta would be sacked or they would mourn a king. Leonidas, recognizing the dire prophecy, willingly chose his own sacrifice for Sparta's honor. With his 300 Spartans and around 7,000 volunteers from other Greek states, he marched to Thermopylae, ready to meet the empire. In mid-August, the great Persian army, a force modern historians estimate between 70,000 and 300,000, though ancient sources wildly exaggerated, appeared at the pass. Leonidas's small force, positioned perfectly, formed an impenetrable wall, their bronze shields and long spears bristling. The narrowness of the pass negated the Persian numerical superiority, preventing flanking maneuvers and making their lighter armor and shorter spears a fatal disadvantage against the tightly packed Greek phalanx. Xerxes, confident in his overwhelming numbers, sent envoys to Leonidas, demanding surrender. Leonidas's legendary reply, "Malin Labe! Come and take them!" Another Spartan general, hearing that Persian arrows would cover the sun, famously retorted, "Then we'll fight in the shade." The battle began with a hail of Persian arrows, but they harmlessly bounced off the Greeks' bronze shields. Then Xerxes sent his elite Median and Khuzestan warriors in waves. But the Spartans, spear thrusting and shield bashing, created a meat grinder. Persian losses were catastrophic. Xerxes, in rage, reportedly rose from his throne 3 times in frustration. After a full day of futile attacks, with only minimal Greek casualties, the Persians withdrew. Day 2. Xerxes unleashed his feared immortals. 10,000 elite Persian palace guards, trained for relentless combat. They crashed against the Spartan line with ferocity, but still the long spears and disciplined shields held. The battle raged, fierce and bloody, but the immortals too failed to break the Greek line. In 2 days, the Persians had lost 20,000 men, and the pass remained unbroken. Xerxes was at a loss. But then, an unexpected betrayal. A local Greek named Ephialtes, whose name would forever be synonymous with treachery, revealed a hidden mountain path, circumventing the pass. That night, Xerxes dispatched 20,000 immortals along this treacherous route. Leonidas knew of this path, having stationed 1,000 Phocidian guards there, but they were quickly overwhelmed by the massive Persian flanking force. What Leonidas had feared had come to pass. The Greeks were surrounded. Many allied forces wisely retreated by sea, but Leonidas and his 300 Spartans, joined by about 1,400 other loyal Greeks, chose to stay. Their sacrifice would ensure Sparta's honor and buy precious time for the rest of Greece to prepare. At midday, Xerxes launched his final assault, attacking from both sides. Leonidas and his men, pushing into the wider part of the pass, fought with a desperate ferocity. Spears broke, then swords were drawn. They fought until their last breath. Leonidas himself fell under a barrage of Persian arrows. A brutal struggle erupted over his body. Every single Spartan, and those who stood with them, perished in that narrow pass, taking down thousands more Persians. In a vengeful act, Xerxes ordered Leonidas's body beheaded and nailed to a cross. The Persians had finally breached Thermopylae and would soon march to Athens. The resistance hadn't stopped the invasion, but the sacrifice at Thermopylae was not in vain. It galvanized the Greek spirit, showcasing the indomitable will to fight for freedom against overwhelming odds. The 300 Spartans, led by their king, became a timeless symbol of courage, duty, and defiance, their legend echoing through history as a testament to the power of human spirit against tyranny. Their stand at Thermopylae ensured that while the Persians might conquer land, they could never conquer the Greek soul. If you found this story powerful, hit that like button and subscribe for more moments that shaped our world.